Morning, kiddos. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of May, 2018. Welcome to another morning chat here with myself, Chris Reardon, on United Kingdom Talk. Now, you remember I was saying to you on yesterday's show that people have been spotted within hours of selling their little goodie bags from the royal wedding. Now, these are the so-called special people, of which for some reason I wasn't one of them, who were invited to the royal wedding. And they were all given a little goodie bag. You know, not necessarily expensive stuff in there, but nevertheless, a bag as given by Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, you know, for attending their royal wedding. Well, they've been selling it on eBay. Honestly, people have no shame. Don't you think there's shame in it? Is there shame in that? Do you think there's shame in selling your own gifts from the royal wedding on eBay? I do. I'm sorry, I do. Here, in the Daily Mirror this morning, where are we now? Daily Mail this morning. This is the community champion given a golden ticket by Harry and Meghan to see them marry, who then sold her free goodie bag on eBay for more than £21,000. £21,000, and there's a picture of them somewhere. There it is. There's a picture of her, and you know she's nothing special. You know, just Dolly Bird done up with long blonde hair and a load of makeup on, and she's sold it on eBay. Where is it? Here's her advert here. The official wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle gift bag. Winning bid £21,400. Postage $5.95, economy delivery. I mean, you wouldn't have the economy delivery for that. Surely you wouldn't have the economy delivery. This woman, Claire Oliver, 31, who was one of the 1,200 non-VIP. Can I repeat that? See, I would have been a VIP visitor. She was a non-VIP visitor. Invited to spend the day outside St. George's Chapel on Saturday and given the enviable chance to see the newlyweds and their famous guests up close. Miss Oliver, who is from Cambridge but lives in southeast London, works in HR. What's that HR? Oh, human resources. Is another one of those made-up names that they don't actually do anything, do they? They are the human resources. Are they the people that go around upsetting everyone with clipboards? Are they those people that think they're very important? Me and my mate like people who think they're very important. We usually go for those sort of people. When I say go for them, I don't mean physically. We usually verbally abuse them. I'm not joking. If we're in Waitrose or up at the hotel swimming pool, actually, when we see people walking around with clipboards or iPads trying to look important, we often say, "Oh, good morning, morning. Oh, are you doing something? What are you doing?" And they'll like come out with some sort of claptrap. "Oh, that sounds a very important job. Are you an important person?" And they, "Well, what do you mean? Are you an important person?" "Well, yeah, we thought so." And then I'll look at him, and then he'll look at me, yeah, an important person. And we just walk off and leave him standing there. I love them. A very, very important. You know the sort, don't you? Man or woman walking around with clipboard or iPad trying to look important. In a Primark suit, usually. Honest. Oh, it's hilarious. You would think, you know, as you get older, you'd become more sensible. That doesn't appear to have happened for me. You got to laugh at the world as it goes on around it. Look out the window now. You know, just laugh at what's going on out there. The story goes on. This woman, Miss Oliver, who is from Cambridge. Oh, I've read that bit. On the day of the wedding, she tweeted, "I got to watch the royal wedding right outside Windsor Castle in this amazing setting. Such an amazing day. Golden ticket." She's writing in hashtags. That's another thing a lot of the millennials do, don't it? They write in hashtags because they can't string a sentence together, millennials. There's probably one or two of you watching at the moment. Are you a millennial? Can't string a sentence together? Everyone got to have a hashtag in front of it. You know, so she's got such an amazing day, hashtag golden ticket. Now, that should say, such an amazing day, I've got a golden ticket. No, she couldn't be bothered to write that. Just a hashtag. Just a hashtag. And then hashtag royal connections. Now, what about I've got royal connections? Instead of just hashtag, do you realise how stupid it looks? To just put a little sentence up there, or a couple of words that's a hashtag in front of it. I mean, how many of you have just put on your Facebook things, hashtag watching Chris Reardon? Why couldn't you have put, I'm watching Chris Reardon on United Kingdom Tour? Can't be bothered to tap it, can you? It's too much hard work. I can't be bothered to do that. I mean, God knows what would have happened if remote controls for televisions hadn't been invented. You'd all be still sitting there watching BBC One, the default channel that used to come on when your tellies came on. There was a big hoo-ha about that, wasn't there? Years ago, ITV made a big hoo-ha of that. Because all the modern tellies, you turn them on, okay, and the default channel for coming on was BBC One. The ITV went going mad. It's not fair. It's not fair. The story goes on. Hours later, this woman, what's her name? Miss Oliver. Miss Oliver, 31, a millennial, right? This woman, hours later, she had posted a free commemorative gift bag on eBay, which has now sold for £21,400. Well, bully hoo to you. Wonderful. So you've just sold a very, very special thing. How? That's just pathetic. And you don't look like you need the money, to be honest, although you could have a little bit done to your face, my love, to be fair. You know, we're not all good looking like myself. Drop dead gorgeous. Oh, I've got a button open there. Sorry. I'm revealing too much of my turkey neck this morning, aren't I? The canvas bag, inscribed with the couple's initials, contained a souvenir wedding order of service and welcome letter from Meghan and Harry. Why would you give that away? Other freebies included a bottle of Windsor Castle water, a giant chocolate coin, a tin of shortbread, and a voucher for 20% off in the castle shop. We've got to go to the castle. I keep saying to my mate, we need to go to Windsor Castle. We've never been. It's only down the road, 20 minutes down the road. That's all it is for me. Last night, a Daily Mail online spokesman spoke to Miss Oliver about her auction. She said she didn't want to discuss it, and she is among more than 25 other guests who offered their bags to the highest bidder. Some have reached more than £30,000, it emerged today. And eBay also has orders of service from Kate and William's wedding, as well as the cake from when Princess Diana married Prince Charles in 1981. What, eBay? They've got bits of cake from the royal wedding. Well, that'd be off by now, wouldn't it? Can you read that? And there's pictures of this woman, you know, the usual millennial selfie pictures. Not natural at all. Millennial pictures are not natural. It's all about the photo. It's all about the photo, apparently. There's a picture of the bag, which it doesn't look like I don't know, something massive or anything like that. It's a small bag. However, you know, it's come from the royal company. And I cannot believe you would give something like this away. She obviously doesn't, it doesn't look like she needs the money. I mean, she really didn't. The 1,200 community champion guests arrived. I suppose she was one of those. Yeah, she's one of those. To see 600 VIPs, including the Queen, Prince Philip, Prince Charles, as well as the Clooneys, the Beckhams, Elton John, Oprah Winfrey, turn up for the A-list wedding of the decade. Well, how are the Beckhams A-list? Are they A-list? Really? Okay. Fancy paying all that money to see someone as miserable as Posh Spice. Never looks happy. Never looks happy. I heard that she smiled once in 1995. Is that right? Is there any truth in that rumour? Posh Spice smiled once in 1995. Is that true or not? Please tell me. Within hours of the event finishing, dozens of the free Hessian gift bags were being auctioned off to the highest bidder. Many of the sellers had clearly planned to do it in advance because they photographed the items outside St George's Chapel to ensure they looked genuine on eBay. And fierce bidding saw offers for bags reaching 5 figures. I mean, I must admit, I probably would, if I had that sort of money to spend on something, then I probably would have tried to buy one of those bags as well. We'll leave that story there. I think it's starting to get on my nerves, that story, to be honest. But I just think it's something that you wouldn't sell. I mean, somewhere in the house, I've got a couple of coins, crowns, which are not worth a great deal of money. I think there's a 1970s. What was 1977? Was that I think that was the Queen's 25th anniversary, would it be? 1977? Something in 1977. And I've got a coin, possibly 2 coins of that downstairs, which are probably not worth an awful lot of money at this moment, but it's just something nice to have, isn't it? Don't you think? Something nice to keep these things. But there you go. That's what people are doing, boys and girls. Let's say hello to some of you on the internet this morning. Good morning to Joanna. You get the first message in on YouTube this morning. Morning, Joanna. N says, well, that's all stuff that companies gave them and also things they don't mind sharing. Well, sharing or selling, you mean? You mean selling, N? Selling. Do you mean selling? Not sharing. They're not really sharing them, are they? They're selling them on eBay. Shame. Morning to Tom Gully on Facebook Live. You're the first message in on the Facebook Live. Morning, Tom. Gustav is on a plane at the tarmac at Stansted, heading to jolly Londonderry, so we'll be missing most of your show. Are we not shown on the planes? Very disappointed. I thought we were being shown on the aeroplanes. Oh, of course you're going in EasyJet, aren't you? Is it an EasyJet or Ryanair, lovey? I don't think British Airways fly from Stansted, do they? You must be going on an EasyJet or a Ryanair. Oh, and those big old legs of yours, they're going to be shoved up someone's arse sitting in front of you, aren't they? How uncomfortable is that? God, blimey. He's going to miss most of the show. I will be complying to BMI. I will be complaining to BMI that they are not broadcasting you live in the craft for all to hear. BMI, what are they? BMI. British Midland Airlines, are they? I don't know what BMI are. What's BMI? I don't know what that is. Good morning to Razvan on one of the Learn English website groups. Good morning, sir. Who says, what kind of software do you use for broadcasting? OBS it's called. OBS. All right. OBS and Logitech widescreen HD camera. Morning, Diane. Jeb. Morning. Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning, Ray. Adi says, I have a chap called Clipboard Terry. Work at our place and he is so self-important it's crazy. Needless to say, we don't see eye to eye. Yeah, don't you love him? They really are complete and utter heroes, aren't they? People walking around with clipboards. But you've got to talk to them. You've got to tell them that what you think of them. Don't let them get away with it. You see, I'm in an incredibly lucky position where I can just say what I want to people now. I can't be bothered with idiots anymore. Honestly, AD, I can't be bothered with self-important idiots. I really can't. I don't consider myself important, not in the slightest. You know, sometimes I ask if I'm doing some, when I'm doing the karaoke at Central Station, sometimes I say, because it's where I am positioned is far away from the bar. And I might say to the barman, could you get us a pint of water, please? And just leave it on the bar. I'll come and get it. And they bring it over to me, and I say, you haven't got to bring it over to me. Don't pander to me or anything like that. Just leave it over there. I'll come and collect it. It's nice for them to bring it over. I do appreciate that. But I don't expect anyone to do that for me. People to run around after me all the time. Who do these people think they are? You know, people with clipboards and iPads. The iPad lot are even worse. They tend to be the millennials. Very, very important millennials. Aren't they? Tom, HR people have excessively loud voices when discussing boring things over their cell phones at the airport, trying to make their opinion sound crucial to the Earth's rotation all the while. You're right, Tom. And what you have to do when you see someone who's purposely increasing their voice on the phone to let all around listen is to make a call yourself. And if you feel comfortable, make it as filthy and as dirty as possible and speak in a really loud voice. They soon move away. You've got to treat them like that. Nothing, because they are nothing. The same as me, we are nothing. We are not required for the rotation of this earth, Tom. To be honest, I think I have a feeling, the earth would be better off without humans now. I really do, because we're mucking up the planet. We've got some mucking up the planet type stories coming up today. Good morning, Marcos. Morning. Made it home in time today for the live show. Good morning, Marcos. Hope your children are all right. Hsine, Hsine. Hassan, bonjour to you. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Oui. Marcos, to make Posh smile, you pull a small piece of cotton under her right armpit. Has she had work done to her face? Good morning, Ronnie. There's my mate, Ronnie. Christy Springs, a very good morning to you, Christy. How is this on my feed? I've no idea, my love. I've no idea why it's on your feed. If you don't want it on there, or if you don't want it to appear in future, I don't know why it's on there. Then just do the block. Do the block thing and it shouldn't appear to you again. All right, my love? I've no idea why it should appear on your feed. Unless Facebook have done something. Maybe they show you the little live... Is it like little... Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do that now, don't they? You've got lots of little boxes right at the very top. And it says who's doing a live broadcast. So you can click on there or not, as the case may be. You have, so welcome to the show. Where are you, Christy? Whereabouts are you by then? Suit Tom says, when someone is having a super loud phone conversation on this cell phone, I start providing the other half of the conversation for the amusement of everyone else being inconvenienced. Oh, they're dreadful, Tom. Dreadful. Now, on the rare occasions where I go on a train, and I love going on a train, I love sitting on the train, being ferried to wherever I'm going, usually to Hampstead in London. I have to go to hospital 2 or 3 times a year down there for little checkups. And if I use the phone, I speak in a quiet voice. I don't want other people listening to my conversations. Do you? I speak in a quiet voice. I might sit there quietly. And you do. You get some prat with an open laptop or something like that screaming into the phone for the entire carriage to hear. What's all that about? Rude. Rude, dear. Marcos, Christy is amazing and the talk show is amazing. Ah, thank you very much. Oh, do you know, hang on a minute. Pixie LeMay. Good morning, Pixie. Oh, I beg your pardon, you're talking to Christy, of Kirsty. No, it's Christy, not Kirsty. There's no I. Look carefully, Marcos. We need to get people's names correct. Yes, good morning, Pixie. Christy's in Kentucky. I've never been there, Kentucky. Is that where the fried chicken comes from? Is that where Colonel Sanders lives? I'm not a chicken person myself. I'm a vegetable-arian. Vegetable-arian going on vegan, I am. We don't eat dead animals here, Christy. But if you do, that's okay. That's okay. If you want to chop little heads off little animals and eat them, that's entirely up to you, my love. Entirely up to you, all right? I'm in Bracknell in Berkshire, incidentally, which is in the United Kingdom. Okay? Just to let you know, if we get to, as you're new to the show, I will tell you, if we get loads of messages, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to keep up with them all, so I might miss some out, Some people get a bit upset, but, you haven't read my message yet that I left 20 minutes ago. Well, we've gone too far along, you see, that's why. So sometimes if it's a desperate message you want read out and it hasn't been within sort of 20 minutes, put it again and I might see it the second time. All right, my love, I do try and do my best. Claire, there you go. I've got Silver Jubilee crowns. That's the one. That's it, isn't it? 1977 Silver Jubilee crowns. Which I don't know if they're. Have a little look. Type it on eBay. Silver Jubilee crowns. Probably be worth about £5. But it's not about what it's worth, is it? For you, probably. I'm sure it's not, Claire. You don't seem to be particularly money orientated, as indeed I'm not. Believe it or not. I'm really not. It's just a nice little memento to have of a day, isn't it? I think somewhere I've got a Churchill crown somewhere, and they're worth about £20. That's it. But you don't need, it's not the money, is it? It's the having the item. It really is. Good morning to Claire. Indeed. Morning, Andrew Parker. Morning, Andrew. Tom, Colonel Harlan Sanders is sadly dead. Oh, is he? Oh, who's making the chicken then? If he's not here, who's making the chicken? Hang on, let me blow my nose. Who's making the chicken if Colonel Sanders is dead? And why did they change it from Kentucky Fried Chicken to KFC? Was there some sort of reason for that? Happened a few years ago, didn't it? Yeah. Colonel Sanders is dead, passed from his mortal coil, but he left us a secret of 11 herbs and spices. I do like a herb and spice, don't you? Yes. So yesterday, I have something to show. Oh, I've got two. No, I haven't got the other thing. Oh, I've left something downstairs. How annoying. Never mind, I'll show you tomorrow. Usually I'm here around about 9:30 in the morning, UK time, if you want to join us, all right? So yesterday I went to my Slimming World, boys and girls, and this week I am up half a pound. Up half a pound. I am within my target range. My target range goes up to 12 stone, 2.5 pounds. 12 stone, 3 pounds. I am now 12 stone, 2.5 pounds. And I have won an award, boys and girls. I have won an award. Here it is. I am Slimming World Wokingham's Man of the Year. I think they're using the term man very loosely here, to be honest. Man of the Year. Look at my star. I've won a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. It was between me. Excuse me. There's not many people go there, but there were only two of, I think, with 3 of us nominated. So it was me and 2 others, and the other bloke won it last year. Peter, who's a little bit older than me, but there we are. I've won it this year. Apparently, there were only 2 votes in it. So I've demanded a list of the names of people that did not vote for me so that I can stop talking to them. I need to stop talking to them. Absolutely. Why would you want to talk? I mean, did you see Theresa May yesterday? They were at the memorial service for the bombing that happened in Manchester a year ago. Terrible, terrible story that is. And anyway, I was watching the news and the leaders were there. There was Jeremy Corbyn. He was sitting on the end. There was the Scottish woman. What's her name? You know what I mean, the Scottish woman. There was another bloke sitting next to her, a younger bloke with a strange face, and there was Theresa May at the end. Well, the only one who said hello to her was the Scottish woman. Jeremy Corbyn sat there. It was like no one wanted to talk. I felt really... Did anyone else notice that on the BBC News last night? No one wanted to talk to Theresa. It was awful. She sat looking so lonely there. I tell you what, I wouldn't want her job for the world. It's awful. No one was talking to her. Did you notice? I felt so... I wanted to go and hug her. I love Theresa May. I'm telling... Doesn't matter about her policies. As a person, I love Theresa May. How rude. How can you sit there and just ignore her? The other 3 were talking to each other. Oh, Jeremy Jezza was sitting on the end there. He still don't look like he's washed that filthy, dirty beard of his. Let alone that old suit. Anyway, so Man of the Year, there we are. And I shall demand a list of the people that didn't vote for me so that I stop talking to them completely. So there we are. Marcos is congratulating me. Thank you, Marcos. Man of the Year. And it's not even over yet. Won by a landslide of 2. I had to vote as well, actually, and I vote for the other person. I'm not so self-contained that I need to vote for myself. I voted for the other bloke, Peter, who was actually a bit of an inspiration to me. He's lost an enormous amount of work, Peter. And he's an older bloke, and he's quite nice. He's a nice chap. But nevertheless, I managed to get that, so I shall have to have that framed. I'll put it up here, Man of the Year. You know, I don't know. I'll put it up there with me other certificates. 1/2 stone lost, 1 stone lost. So that was yesterday. Christy says it's 5 o'clock in the morning there. Oh, is it really? Gosh. Are you up just because you've woken up then or something? Am I keeping you awake now, Christy? I'm sorry about that. Very, very sorry about that. Tom says they changed it to KFC because they wanted to sell more than chicken marketing. Didn't really work. Well, they still sell the chicken, didn't they? What else did they sell? They used to, I tell you what, KFC used to have the most delightful ice cream machines. It was like a Mr. Whippy. You know, the soft one, which was really nice. And they got rid of them and had them put in these something crush'em thing, which is just like a milkshake, really. And they got rid of the ice cream machines, which was a shame because they did a damn good ice cream in the KFC. The whole man of the year. Thank you, Claire. She's going for her weigh-in today. Claire's on the Slimming World as well. I hope you do all right tonight, Claire. Do let us know tomorrow morning. All right? Now, I did have my photo taken with Linda, who is queen of all Slimming World in Wokingham. But look at the problem I did. Can you tell? What a stupid fool I am. The picture's upside down. I suppose I could superimpose it, because you can do editing on photos and things like that now, can't you? I mean, I could probably superimpose the certificate the right way round. Would that work? But then it might not look like it's been in my hands or something like that, mightn't it? Never mind. So also at the Slimming World, we had one of our food tasting sessions yesterday. That's where you get to bring in your own food. All different people, they make stuff, you know, proudly making stuff. And you bring in a plate. I didn't bring anything in, but it's there. I'm there for the tasting. And I had a few nice bits and pieces. But I had two light Baby Bell things. They're quite nice, aren't they? I like those Baby Bell things. They're like little round cheese, and they got like a wax on top, and you kind of unzip it, and then the cheese is just delicious. It really is. So I had two of those. Then I had, now where's that little bit of paper there? She gave me the recipe. This woman gave me the recipe. 1 minute. See if I can find that. Here it is. Sweet corn and chive fritters, which consist of spring onion, chili, eggs, sweet corn, salt, black pepper, chives, and that's it. And you're going to make them into little cake type things. You see that there? So I had those. And this cucumber and a strawberry, and there was something else on there. But I tell you what, within half an hour, I had terrible acid. Now, I've suffered from that for quite a few years. But after I went on the Slimming World, it's completely disappeared. And I rarely get it now. But I had it within half an hour of eating these particular items. So there must be something in there that set that off. My money's on the cheese. What do you reckon? My money's on... Oh, mind you, I've had cheese sandwiches and they've been all right. I'm trying to work out what that is. Oh, I had terrible acid for years and years. And then I got it under control. And then went on to Slimmers World and it almost stopped completely. So I think something there probably caused the acid. Ray says, we don't often see you in revealing tracksuit bottoms. Do you want to swap your packet for mine? No, not really, Ray. I didn't notice they were revealing. How can you notice something like that? Can you keep your eyes above the waist in future, please, Ray? Thank you. Tom says they also named it KFC to get the word fried out of the name because fried foods had a bad reputation at the time. Well, they still have now, but it don't stop anyone from eating them, Tom. Yeah, Christy, Slimming World, that's where you go to lose weight. And it works very well. Presumably, do you not have those in America, Slimming World? I thought they were quite global, those things. Basically, you change the food, some of the food that you eat, and certainly the way you cook it. But you're not hungry. You don't have with the Weight Watchers thing, they're quite small meals, aren't they? Weight Watchers. They're little plastic. Oh, no. No, we have big meals, and you can still lose the weight. For example, a breakfast can consist of sausages and bacon and beans and mushrooms and not bread, mushrooms or eggs in there. And you do it in fry light, which is like you spray this stuff and you cook it in that and then you eat it. You can lose weight on that. If you put it in a deep fat fryer, no chance. But it's the way you cook stuff and how you eat it. I don't know. I mean, do you need to lose weight? Not need to lose weight. Do you want to lose weight? It's up to you. I always say that if people are, if they're 30 stone heavy, then that's okay if you're happy with it. Might not be good for your health, but if you're happy with it, so be it. So be it. If you're not happy with it, then you've got to do something about it, I wasn't happy. There's quite a few of us who have done that now. There's a lot of us. Claire, who's watching the show at the moment over on the YouTube, she's started it as well. My friend Paul's on it. Another couple of people in one of the pubs that I work in. Yeah, it works. Tom says Slimming World is only slightly here so far. We have Dee Lamille and Jenny Craig. Oh, I remember Jenny Craig. Good morning, Adam. Adam the plumber's there. Christy C says I need to lose a lot. Well, look it up, Christy. You can do it online. You can do Slimming World online, but I highly recommend you find a group to go to. It works better if you go to a group and you commit yourself to a couple of hours a week. Then it'll work. You won't be able to... I'm afraid you can't... It's a big myth that you can exercise your way out of weight. All right? There's a lot of people that go out for a McDonald's or whatever, and they say, well, don't worry, I'm going swimming later. You're not going to lose a McDonald's weight through swimming. I'll tell you that now. Unless you are training like an athlete and are spending 4, 5, 6 hours a day running, cycling, swimming, all that business. You know, your 20 minutes, half hour, 3/4 of an hour in the swimming pool is not going to get you to lose that little McDonald's. It's what you eat. Exercise is important, but if you want to lose weight, you've got to change what you eat and how you cook it. Basically, you know, no oil, no butter or anything like that. Okay, good morning to Adam the plumber. Today, I shall be at Central Station. Oh, are you coming on Friday for your birthday party? Oh, okay. Adam's coming along to Central Station on Friday for his big birthday bash. I think it's Adam's birthday today, isn't it, Adam? We're going to sing to you later. Well, sing to you later, don't worry. 30 stone, I'm really not happy with my weight. Oh, I don't know how much you weigh, Christy. How much do you weigh, darling? It's up to you. It's up to you. If you're not happy what you're weighing, then you need to do something about it. But the longer you leave it, you know, it's no point, oh, I do it tomorrow. The first Slimming World I went to, it was an afternoon, and I'm just coming up to a year's membership now. And I went to the Slimming World, went to the meeting, found out all about it, and then when I left there, I started. It was, I start it tomorrow. No, start it now. And then in the first week, I think I lost 3 pounds. And then it continued, you see. And it took me May, June, July, August, September, October. It took me 6 months to lose 2 stone. America. 6 months to lose 28 pounds. Or is it 29, 30? Or is it 32 pounds? How many pounds in a stone? Is it 14? It's 14, isn't it? Or is it 16? If it's 14 pounds in a stone, then I lost 28 pounds in 2 stone. That might sound good until you speak to some of the other ladies and gentlemen who go along there. They've lost 5, 6 stone. You know, marvellous. There's one lady in there yesterday, she's lost 5 stone. And God, you can see it now. You can really see it. All right. So up to you what you want to do, darling, on there, my loves. Good. So that was that. We had the food tasting, as I say, which was quite nice. We do like a food tasting. Then I came back and I had lunch. Ronnie invited himself. My best mate invited himself around again, once again for lunch. And we had chips, Slimming World chips. Now, Christy, Slimming World chips. So you get a potato. You cut it up into chips. You spray it with something called Fry Light. Presumably you've got something very similar there. So it's about 1 calorie per spray. So, you know, spray that over your potatoes. Put them in the oven around about 220 degrees centigrade for 20, 25, 30 minutes. And they're delicious. You're allowed to have as many of those as you want. You will be surprised what you can eat. You can be surprised what you can eat, Christy, all right? So we came round here. Then we went to the garden centre in Wokingham, Ashridge Garden Centre, because I wanted to do my hanging baskets. Actually, I probably left them a little bit too late. But nevertheless, we're away now. And while I was in there, I bought 5 new hanging baskets. I don't buy ready-made hanging baskets. I think they're horrifically expensive. Ready-made hanging baskets. My mate does. You know, I think last year he bought 2 hanging baskets, and they were about 40 quid each or something like that. I mean, they were very big. And very nice, but honestly, 40 quid for a hanging basket, dear. good. You can buy small ones for like 10 quid, but they're only tiny. So I bought the baskets, the metal baskets, which were, I think, £8.50 each for the big metal baskets with an insert, you know, that sort of, I don't know what that stuff is, that material stuff inside they put. Already had some bags of earth, and this year I'm doing trailing geraniums. Trailing geraniums, so in the garden centre, Ashridge Garden Centre in Wokingham. So I saw the trailing geraniums, white and red. So I'm picking those out. I said, yeah, and I said this woman was coming along, and I said, do you think they go together, white and red? She said, oh, well, if it's a funeral. I said, oh, what do you mean? She said, white and red are for dead. I said, oh, are they? She said, yeah. She said, I'd be very careful if you put those outside your house. And, of course, I changed them, and then I couldn't do it. I put the red ones back straight away. I said, oh, well, what about white and pink? Are they all right? She said, yeah, they'll be all right. I thought, I'm tempting fate putting white and red flowers outside if they're for dead people, aren't you? You know, I'll probably hang the things out, and the next thing I'm dead on the kitchen floor down there. I wouldn't be found for weeks, dear, weeks. I would be very badly decomposed before anyone discovered me. I'm sure I would. So I got white and red white and pink trailing geraniums, and that's I bought 26 of those. So I'm putting 6 in each hanging basket. There's 5 hanging baskets, but 4 of those are doing with the trailing geraniums, and 1 probably with some trailing begonias that I've still got, and they're coming back from last year. But hardly any of them came back. I thought with the old begonias, you know, once they were finished, then I put the whole pot away, earth as well, into my shed, okay? And they completely dried out. I thought, well, that's all right. You know, I'll dig them up next year and I'll use them again. No, they're just gone. I thought they would come back, but they didn't. 2 of them have come back. That's all, just 2. Interestingly enough, the 2 that I left and continued to get wet throughout the winter, so perhaps there's a lesson to be learnt there. So in the other one, I'll do that. They're like an apricot colour. So I've done the hanging baskets yesterday afternoon. Then I give them a good water and I left them on the floor in the garden. Also, while I was there, I spotted these beautiful yellow poppies. Bright yellow poppies, because you can get poppies all different colours. Red is, of course, the one that you will know, but you can get white, you can get blue, and you can get bright yellow. I've never seen yellow ones. They were beautiful, so I bought a couple of those. I think they were about £5 each, those. Now, the only things with poppies, there's all different types, and they look fantastic. But once they're opened, you'll get about 3 days out of them, and that's it. They're gone. They're gone after 3 days. Tulips, you'll get three weeks out of those. They go on for ages, tulips. Daffodils, I don't know, about a week or so. Bit more than a week out of a daffodil. Poppies, 2-3 days if you're lucky. And then the petals just fall off, and that's it for another year. But they do look lovely, these bright yellow poppies. I'll do some photographs, and I'll show them for you at some point. So I did that. Then me and my mate, we popped into the Co-op. I thought, you know, to celebrate my Man of the Year at Slimming World, we bought a Ben & Jerry's tub of ice cream. Actually, we bought 2. We had 1 each. I mean, they're not very big, are they? Come on. They're not that big, so I bought that. That's my treat this week. I allow myself 1, sometimes 2 treats per week, and I'm not going out for an afternoon tea this week, so I've had that instead. I've had the ice cream instead. And it was very, very delicious. Caramel and something else. Oh, my God. While we were in the Co-op, my mate reckons he spotted schoolboys stealing. I said, well, didn't you say anything? He said, no, not really. It's not my business to. I said, well, maybe you should have done. I said, did you see them stealing anything? And he said, no, it's just the way they acted. I would have said something to Jack, who works in a Co-op. Jack who's on the till. He's very nice, Jack. And there's a lady who works in the till. There's one lady I'm not keen on, and there's another lady I do like in there. Always like to have a little bit of a chat in the local Co-op down there. So I don't know if they were nicking sweets or not, but my mate certainly thought they were. After that, I come upstairs. I had a little sleepy, went home, got up again around about 7 o'clock last night, and I thought I'd go swimming. I thought I'd go nighttime swimming. Never been up there at night. Well, that's a different experience. Number 1, it was dead. Hardly anyone in there. Number 2, the blokes in the changing room don't appear to talk to each other. which is strange. Usually during the daytime, we all chat. We all chat. We are older. I will say that they're older at night time. Generally, at daytime. At night time, I noticed they were younger, possibly millennials. Oh, that's why. That's why they don't talk to people, millennials, do they? Unless they're in their own little group or carrying clipboards. Millennials don't talk to people. It's true. Unless you're in the group, they do not want to talk to you. And if they do, they'll probably be offended by something you say. So there's not much talking going on there. There was a couple of them clearly on anabolic steroids. Because you know what they do, don't you? That's the injections. Can you get tablets as well? I know. They inject themselves to make their muscles bigger. And there was a couple of them in there who clearly looked, it just looked unnatural. It didn't look like they'd been lifting loads of weights. There was a little bloke in there. And he had all these muscles walking around like this he is. The only thing is, the anabolic steroids, they make your muscles bigger. And, unfortunately, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So that's that. I'm in a swimming pool. This bloke's going up and down. He looked like a millennial. He's going up and down, right? And I looked at him and he looked at me and I thought, oh, he must fancy me. He's looking at me. Anyway, so that's all right. So I got in the pool. I got on my side. I'm going up and down. And after a few minutes, he decides to get out. So he's got out. Are you ready for this? He's only got a thong on. In a public swimming pool, this bloke has got a thong on. His arse hanging out as he's going up the stairs. I mean, what do you look like, my friend? This is not a nudist beach or, dare I say, a gay swimming pool. This is a normal swimming pool. Okay, it's a private one, it belongs to the hotel, but nevertheless, it's members of the public go to this swimming pool. Mate, you shouldn't be wearing a thong. Inappropriate clothing for the venue. If the bloke had a thong on, tiny little bit at the front, like a pouch, and no arse to the back of this costume whatsoever. Now, as it happened, he didn't have a bad-looking arse. I will say that. But inappropriate swimwear for the venue concerned. What do you look like? It's like the old middle-aged, slightly over or very overweight blokes. They come in swimming cycling shorts. For God's sake, man. You're not 20 years old. You can't wear cycling shorts. You see, a lot of people see people in these items of clothing. You know, although I have to say, what nice, young, fit men do you see in cycling shorts? You never see them. They've got normal baggy shorts on, haven't they? And it's a weird thing. The very people that could wear these clothes don't. They wear the baggy stuff. And the people that shouldn't be wearing these sort of clothes do. Fat, middle-aged, balding men, a little bit like myself, who think they can squeeze into a pair of Speedos or a thong. The funny thing is, they actually think it makes them look good. And it doesn't. It doesn't make them look good, does it? Awful. Wear baggy shorts if you're a bit fat. I do. Always worn baggy shorts. I moved from my budgie smugglers when I was about 30 years old onto shorts, and that's it. Done. Oh, dear me. So I come out of the swimming pool there, had my shower, and I was talking to the boy. The boy, a couple of really, really nice staff there. They all are nice staff, and it was Archie today. He's the young lad. He's probably about 22. And it's about 9:45 now, so it's quite late at night. One of the reasons I went swimming is because I've told you before, when I don't work, because I work night times, okay? Now I have 3 nights off a week, okay? And on a night off, I can't sleep because if I haven't been to work, I have terrible trouble sleeping. So I've decided I've been trying to find some more jobs. And quite frankly, it's a blimmin' joke. Jobs keep nearly starting and they never really get that far. They don't go that far for some reason. So I've kind of given up now looking for work and I can't be bothered anymore. So I thought, well, you need to fill in your time with something else. So I thought, well, I'll try swimming, because usually I go swimming every morning. As soon as I finish the show with you, I'll write a quick summary and then I'll go down the swimming pool. Now on Tuesday, I can't do that because I go to Slimming World. So what's been happening is that I miss out the swimming on a Tuesday. Well, now I can go Tuesday night. See, I thought, well, I'll try that, see how it is to go night. Completely different experience going up there at night. And let me tell you, I came back here. I had some dinner, which was my, what did I have last night for dinner? Campfire stew. Sin-free campfire stew, it's called. Here, look that one up, Christy. If you like spicy food, that's really nice. It blows your head off. Put so much chilli in there that you all sweat. Oh, it's wonderful. So I had sin-free campfire stew. Instead of gammon, I use corn cubes, which is like a vegetable substitute stuff. My mate came over for a cup of tea and we watched this programme on the telly, which was absolutely fascinating, on Channel 5 about prostitutes and people who sell sex. People who sell sex and webcam doing it and all this business and all this, that and the other, which was a real insight. And there was one woman, honestly, she was kicking this bloke in between his legs and he'd paid 200 quid for this. The pain! Oh, God, what is all that about? She's kicking away at this bloke in shoes. Oh, my God, he's got nothing on. How can you get something out of that? But, the woman, and she's telling us about the various different sort of things that she does for people to pay money, and then during the week, she goes out and takes food to the homeless. And I thought, what a nice lady. She came across as a lovely person, actually. The dominatrix. So me and my mate watched that. And then he went home. And it was about midnight. And I thought, I can sleep. And I went to bed and I've slept wonderfully. So there's the answer. At night time, I cannot get up from my afternoon. I have afternoon sleep every day. Can't get up from my afternoon and just fall into the chair and watch the telly. I have to go out and do something. And that's the answer. I've spoken to my mate Danny, who's up in Cleethorpes, up in the northeast. And he said to me, what about some voluntary work? So I'm going to have a look around for that. But I need to do something at night because in my head, I've worked nights since I was 18 years old. 18 years old. That's a long time to be working nights. So if suddenly you've got anything to do at night, then I suppose in my particular body, I'm used to do it. That's completely normal for me to be out at work at night. So when I'm not, I can't sleep. So I need to find out some sort of voluntary work as well, perhaps around here, and see how we're doing that. Let's just read some of your messages out there, my darling. 1 second. Oh, let's go back a little bit. Where are we? Thank you. You're helping each other. Always people talking to each other, which is great. Christy says, I'm glad I stuck around. Maybe you were on my feed for a reason. I'm here to make you smile, Christy. I'm here to try and make you forget a little bit about life occasionally and have a little bit of a laugh with us. Never take too much too seriously of what I'm saying. Okay, my darling. Kevin Webster. Good morning, Kevin. Jack Carroll's there. Good morning, Jack. Ronnie's not coming swimming. Oh, really? Oh, hang on. You are. Okay. 11:15, if that's all right. Can we go at about 11:15? That'll give me time to finish up here, and then that'd be nice. Are you coming to get me? That's my best mate there. If you want to say hello to him, boys and girls, Ronnie. Be very careful. He's very right wing. He's far right. I'm centre right. He's far right. Okay. Kevin says, I love a curry, but not too hot. I like a curry, Kevin, but I can't cook it. It's a disaster when I cook a curry. It just stinks. I mean, curry has a very distinct smell, But not like the one I do. It just smells wrong. There's something wrong with the way I'm doing it, I'm sure. Claire's been trying to lose weight for years and I just couldn't do it alone. But in the group, you get so much more encouragement. You really do. You really do. Andrew says, starve yourself to lose weight. It'll never work, Andrew, because you will starve yourself. You may well lose the weight, and then you lose the weight and you start eating again and it comes back on. You've got to change your lifestyle, mate. You need to change your lifestyle. So there we are. Look, Ray's saying hello there. Look, they're all saying hello to him now. Usually he just pops on and disappears again. He's probably not there now. Probably disappeared. Can you put me on all your devices to increase the viewing figures, please, Ronnie? Claire, if you're still with us, just to let you know, I checked out Valley Gardens, which is in Virginia Water, and we're going to go there. We're going to go there at some point soon, and we'll make a little video there with my new fully functioning iPhone now, which I can now pan, and it works perfectly. So that's it. I'll do a couple of news stories, and then we'll disappear. Now, this is interesting. Now, ladies, you've had it your own way for far too long. We chaps are sick of hearing sexual harassment, this, must, we want to wear what we want, this, that and the other, and it always seems to be attacking the blokes. It always seems to be attacking the blokes. Not in the Daily Mail this morning. Check this out, girls. We are on the rebound. You ready? A riot squad chief inspector, this is a bloke, has won a landmark sexism case against a female boss. Now, you never hear these stories. It was the female giving her a bit of sexism out, okay? Against a female boss who objected to beers being in the work fridge and male officers walking around in towels. Now, obviously, this isn't in the police station in front of the customers. Or what would you call them? Police station customers? Yeah, I suppose customers. Mr. Denby, who's 49 years old, was removed from his role in charge of a tactical unit after this woman launched a campaign to challenge the squad's macho culture. Ms. De Brunner, Ms. As soon as you see MS, you know there's a problem with this woman, don't you? Yeah, not Mrs., not Miss, Ms. Wants to be different. Ms. De Brunner became angry after seeing a police officer with just a towel around his waist in the office as he left the shower room, which was her pet hate. Now, the clue might be in that sentence there. As he left the shower room. She launched an investigation after beer was found in a fridge with a price list on the front. I mean, it's hardly going to stop the world turning, is it, dear? A tribunal heard that Chief Inspector Denby rang the Territorial Support Group in Paddington, more commonly known as the Riot Squad. Mr. Denby said he regretted not stopping male colleagues from crossing the room in towels, but also blamed the poor design on the office. I mean, for God's sake, they got to cross the room for some reason. They don't just come out of the shower room in a towel for the sake of coming out the shower room in a towel and walking around. But there's some reason they've got to cross it, and she objected to it. You know, I mean, can we not object? Can we not object to topless men in the Sun newspaper or the newspapers now? Is that going to be a problem as well? You know, and yet you all sit there and watch Love Island with flesh all over the place. We're going backwards here, dear, backwards. The Metropolitan Police is also understood to be helping Denby set up a business as part of the settlement. So that does don't need you read any more into that story. But I love the fact that he's turned it around there. You see, he's turned it around there because the ladies are always taking the lads to court now, aren't they? For this, that and the other. He's turned it round. He's done it the other way round. Good! And we need more of this, chaps. We need more of this. Stop attacking the middle-aged, white, balding male. That's me. In fact, Later on today, to prove the point, I'm going to put on a small white towel and walk through Bracknell Shopping Centre and see if I can get arrested there. Stand by with your mobile phones. Oh dear. Okay. Right, boys and girls, we'll wrap up there, I think. Oh, no, one other thing here. Got to read this to you about pollution. There's a couple of pollution stories here. Now, I've always thought air fresheners, perfumes, soap, smelly soap stuff is a bit dodgy. Now, look at this. Fragrant household cleaning products, this is in the Daily Mail this morning, that contribute to air pollution could get warning labels under official planes. The government's clean air strategy, published yesterday, warns that chemicals found in household products such as, now here we go, soaps, air fresheners, paint, glue, toilet cleaners, car fume, carpets, perfumes and wood in kitchen cabinets were major contributors to air pollution. The chemicals, volatile organic compounds, react with sunlight and pollutants in the air to create polluting gases. One solution may be to introduce warning labels on cleaning products, which advise people to ventilate their homes. So you're going to keep your windows open. I've always thought this, you see, all this stuff you spray all around the house, air fresheners, deodorant even. Psst. Oh, that don't half get down my throat. Not so much not the ones that you like that, like you do yourself, like the very fact that your finger goes up, down, creates an airflow, what pushes it out. But the stuff what's got the propellant in it, well, you just touch it, like that. Stuff that you go, that seems okay to me. That don't seem like much is coming out there. Other measures in Environmental Secretary's Michael Gove's Clean Air Strategy include action against wood-burning stoves, ammonia from farms and diesel-powered machinery. So there we are. So they're now saying that about the air pollution there. Now, talking of the wood-burning stoves, I understood that these were a good thing. We've been kind of sold the story, I'm sure we have, that having a wood-burning stove is better for the environment than burning gas or any of the other fossil fuels. But apparently not. Again in the Mail, it says the government earned plaudits from the Green lobby yesterday for its new plan to crack down on the craze for wood-burning stoves. Now, we see a lot of places up now selling these things, and they look rather wonderful, don't they? You imagine sitting there in your living room. Perhaps one or two of you have got one of these. You've got this little stove in the corner, you shove in the wood and it burns brightly, creating an immense amount of heat, actually. Now, my sister, she's got an open fire in her house. She's in Lincolnshire. Presumably it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? You're still burning wood. Well, the Mail reported on its front page, these stoves, these wood-burning stoves, chuck out lethal pollution, particularly from wet wood, and contribute to thousands of early deaths from lung and heart disease. It says, but hang on. One reason Britain burns more wood than it has done for decades, a 2016 survey found 7.5% of households in London burn wood. I didn't know it was that high, 7.5%. Is that only recently the government and Greens told us burning wood to heat our homes was the best thing we could do for the environment, as I just told you. It says wood is sustainable, and we were told. It gives off less CO2 than other heating. It will help us save the planet and meet CO2 reduction targets against the Climate Change Act. As a result of these arguments, this is a little bit like buying the diesel cars, isn't it? About 1.5 million British homes have wood-burning stoves, and 200,000 more are sold every year. But now in the paper, in the Mail, we learn that wood burning is the single biggest source of tiny soot particles. They are also emitted by burning coal and dust, which go into our lungs and are said to be responsible for 37,000 premature deaths. Given these horrific facts, why have the governments in recent years made wood burning such a core part of energy policy. And the story goes on. It's funny how people's opinions change of this stuff. You know, 1 minute they're telling you to buy this stuff because it's good, and now they're telling us it's very bad for the air. So you can't win, can you? I mean, I'd love to have had a wood burning stove. They were a little bit expensive to have put in. I don't have a chimney here, so I'd have to have like a chimney type thing, like a metal tube attached going up to the house like that. But they're not good. They're not good, and yet they told us they were. I do wish they'd make up their own minds, these governments, about the various different things, don't you? Right, gang, it's birthday time, boys and girls. And then I shall have a cup of tea and walk up to the pool. Happy birthday this morning to Adam the Plumber. Good morning, Adam the Plumber. Adam is the bloke who got me into Slimming World and is fantastic. He's 46 years old today. He's on the Slimming World as well. His goes up and down a little bit. Same as everyone else's. Always goes up and down a little bit. Happy birthday, Adam. Having his party at Central Station on Friday night. 46 years old today. Happy birthday, Adam the Plumber. Happy birthday to Ruby James in Sydney, Australia. Someone I worked with quite a few years ago. She's the most wonderful, warm person, and she's a fantastic singer. Ruby James, happy birthday to you. I hope you get to see this, darling, all right? Happy birthday to Brian Vaughan. Happy birthday, Brian. Angelo Dioli is a young 19 years old today. Wayne Parker, 46 years old today. Mike Cullen. Good morning, Mike. 40 years old today. He does lots of internet radio stuff. Morning, Mike. Deano Nelson, who I work with in Lewisham, 36 years old today. Mark Bristow Proudfoot is 49 years old today. John Day, who's also raising money for Keach Hospital Care. Happy birthday to you, John. Martin Monaghan. Happy birthday, Martin. David Peacock's birthday today. Happy birthday, David. And Ali Emmam is 34 years old today. So happy birthday to you, gang. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Look, our new friend Kirsty is wishing everyone a happy birthday there as well. Kevin says you can't be an open fire. Do you have one there as well? Have you got an open fire, Kevin? They're wonderful, aren't they? Anyway, that's it today, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much for joining us. If you're in London tonight, I'll be hosting a quiz. It's the Wednesday quiz. I do this every week at the King's Head Theatre Bar, 115 Upper Street in Islington. We've got Ray Reynolds' team coming along there tonight, so we're looking forward to that. Wednesday night quiz. Join us tonight and every Wednesday at the King's Head Theatre Bar, 115 Upper Street in Islington from 8:30. It's completely free to play. You don't have to pay anything to join in the quiz, boys and girls. And the top prize is a £30 bar tab. That's not bad, is it, for playing for nothing tonight? 8:30 King's Head Theatre Bar. Thanks ever so much. Have a lovely Wednesday, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.